Once a feature has been placed in a part, if you wish to edit the feature, you can find it in the Feature Manager tree and choose the Edit Feature command. You will see some of the same options we had when we dragged and dropped it into our part in the initial stages. For example, we can change to a different configuration. Notice the message that we get when we choose a different configuration. It's telling us that we'll be changing configurations, and if we made any updates manually, quote unquote, to sketches or features, they'll be lost and will not be able to simply be undone or canceled. For example, had we changed something about the shape of the sketch so it's not a slot, or had we changed the extrusion end condition from its current state to something like a blind. All we want to do, though, is change the size, and we aren't losing any changes to any kind of shape, so we simply say yes to this and change the size. Now, that dialog box was referring to the fact that if we were to expand the feature tree, we will find the slot and its sketch, and those can also be edited in the standard manner. For example, we could select the slot cut itself, choose the Edit Feature function, and then decide to make it change from through all end condition to a blind depth and not go all the way through. We could also choose to edit the sketch of this extruded cut and make modifications there. Notice when we edit the sketch of the slot that we not only have the locating dimensions but also the size dimensions, and the size dimensions are purple in color. That indicates in a SolidWorks installation that those two dimensions are actually being controlled in a design table, going all the way back to the LFP file that we originally dragged and dropped. That means the configurations in the LFP file were not made with just the standard manual method of configuration creation, but rather they were done with a design table. And we could go to that part file and we could then create new or modify existing configurations by modifying that design table if we so desired. This shows that the full range of configuration options are available when you're creating and working with library feature part files. To illustrate the dialog box regarding changing size, if we once again edit the feature and choose a different size by choosing a different configuration, we will be given that same dialog box, and in this case we would indeed lose a change, which would be the change of end condition to blind, going back to the through all, because essentially we're picking from scratch a new configuration to use for this feature.